Hi, if you don't know who I am, I used to run a hedge fund, and I have the website wallstreetwindow.com where I show everyone all my trades as I'm doing them, and all for free. You can go there and look at them. But right now, the stock market's pulled back the past couple of weeks. I know, a lot of people are nervous about what's going on. Apple's falling about 10%, and the market goes up one day, down one day, and so forth. But behind all that noise, there's markets all over the world that are now entering new bull markets and going up tremendously. And this correction, I believe, is actually providing a nice entry point for it. Let me show you what I'm talking about in a presentation put together for you. Apple is 10% off of its high. Has the stock market spooked you? Well, don't be spooked, because it's silly investors that sold stocks last week, and they sold a lot of them. In fact, U.S. investors took $10 billion out of stock funds last week. That's the most they took out of a single week all year long. And in fact, they've taken $100 billion out of the stock market over this past year. Individuals, in fact, are dumping stocks and putting their money into bonds and CDs and stuff that pays absolutely almost no interest, gives them almost no return, and I believe over the next couple of years will actually cost them money, because I think inflation is eventually going to kick in, interest rates will eventually go up, and these people are going to be trapped in these funds that are giving them nothing because they panicked out of the stock market. And the thing is, because of the contrarian nature of investing, what happens is most people do the wrong thing, and if you do the opposite of what everyone else is doing at critical moments in the stock market, that's how you make money. You see, this is still a bull market despite the fact that most investors are scared and pulling out of things. You see, the U.S. stock market is above its long-term moving average. It's above the 150 and 200-day moving average. In fact, the November from April time period is usually the best months for the stock market historically. You know that. You know most gains come during those times of the year. So why sell now? That means October is almost always a great time to be buying stocks and not selling. In fact, end of the year market rallies are the norm. Post-election rallies are the norm too historically. That means this October is a wonderful buy point. The bull market is still going on. The uptrend is still going on. There's no reason to be scared. So don't be scared. But yes, it is a fact that this is a 3-year-old bull market. That does mean that upside is limited for the next few years. We've seen probably the biggest gains for this bull market a couple years ago. It's a mature bull market. But here's the thing though. New bull markets are starting all over the world and no one is paying attention to it. CNBC's not talking about it. Individual investors are ignoring it. Gold, silver, commodities in Europe have broken out over the past couple months, had huge gains, and these bull markets are likely to continue. If you know what to buy, you can make a killing. Look, in August and September, yes, the S&P 500 went up, but it went up only 4.5%. The gold stock ETF GDX went up 25% during those 2 months. The Greece ETF went up 35%. Spain went up 20%. Italy went up 14%. Germany went up 11%. Israel went up 9%. These markets are going to go up even more, I believe, in the next couple months, while the S&P 500 lags them. In fact, over the next 2 or 3 years, I think these markets are going to go up huge. Because these bull markets are just starting. This is just one example. This is Spain, right? Spain, unlike the S&P 500, which was going up, 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 and up, and it just recently had a correction, Spain fell for a year here, really was in a bad trend before that, and made a bear market bottom here, surged up in August and September, and is pausing right now. And if it breaks out again, which I think it will before the year's over, making this a wonderful entry point, it's going to march up to its highs, probably by the summer of next year. That's a huge gain. That means right now October is providing a nice pause. Here's the gold stock GDX index I mentioned to you just a second ago. Again, it had a 1-year-long pullback, made a short-term bottom here, and bam, it started a new uptrend. It's pausing right here. It breaks out again. Bam, it's up to 65. There's big returns, big gains, This is a new bull market that just started, and it's an exciting entry point. October is providing a great time to buy. You see, bull markets usually start huge for 1 to 2 months. Remember those big returns I talked to you about? 1 to 2 months, right? But then what happens is they pause for 3 to 6 weeks to provide a great entry point. Then they take off and go up for about 6 months straight. This is the historical pattern for new bull markets, and we're seeing them everywhere. Look beyond the S&P 500. This pause that you're seeing right now that's scaring everybody, causing people to sell out of stocks and hide into bonds and CDs, well, this pause that's scaring people is providing a great entry point into these other markets all over the world. Yeah, as you can see from that presentation, what's going on in the financial markets, if you look beyond the S&P 500 and what's going on day by day, what you see on CNBC, then you're not nervous anymore about what's happening, and it's actually exciting to see what's developing and what's going to line up from now to the end of the year. And I got one other thing I want to show you too.